Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Remember when we was in school, we used to sing that song, Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright shining faces. This is the way to start a new day. Wow. Anywho, okay, I have not slipped. A little recap, weight loss journey, and let me see. Last time I came in the gym was Friday. I'm gonna start writing it down. I think it was Friday. Saturday, no. Sunday, no. And Monday, no. Today's Tuesday. Um, Possible tomorrow, and then Friday um, after Thanksgiving, of course. But this is one of the reasons why I'm doing it. Uh, Oftentimes, people that is on a weight loss journey or anything like that, the holidays come, we want to devour food, right? With me, I learned, and I'm learning still, moderation's less is more. Even with me working out in this gym, I ain't like I'm trying to win some kind of weightlifting competition or anything, but I think it goes hand in hand. Eating different or weight loss journey, whatever people may name it, because I don't like to say diet. Ugh. But ain't nothing wrong with saying it. I like to say weight loss journey or lifestyle changes or something like that, or eating in moderations. But I will say this: salt is a no-no. Mm, no, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Some people will probably say, "How do you season your food?" There's a lot of seasonings out there, like garlic powder, onion powder. You have um, like garlic herbs and spices and stuff. And if you look at the back of it, some of them do have sodium, but to add salt, I don't do that. Just like some people use salt to boil for, say, for instance, rice or macaroni and cheese. You don't need that. Why? Why was we told that when you boil water to add salt? That's the reason why I'm gonna say myself, my mom, and some of my sisters. That's the reason why a lot of people are obese. I'm friendly. I'm openly talking about my situation. I'm not talking about nobody's weight because who the hell am I to talk about weight? But I'm just saying that's the reason why oftentimes a lot of us are obese, morbid obese, overweight, and sometimes I be hard on myself. I don't be hard on myself like I don't like myself. I be hard on myself like, girl, you need to get with the program type of thing, or you better not. You know what I'm saying? And my mom struggled with obesity all her life. When she was a child on up, then I think I had to have been 8, 9. hmm My mom went to a program. No, actually, back it up. My mom's mother passed away. So I had to have been 8, 7 or 8. And the reason why I kind of can go in that age frame is because, range frame, is because I wasn't in the fourth grade, right? So when my mom's mother passed away, and she was like this. I mean, loved her mother, which was my grandmother. She set up a major depression. She ate, and not saying she didn't care, but when you are in that state of mind of losing someone, losing yourself, basically you're losing yourself too. And so I remember her telling these stories. She said, I loved food. She said she loved to eat food. My mom said that. And to top it all off, of course, both her parents was amazing cooks. My grandfather, my grandmother, and my mom, and my dad. So my dad was an amazing cook. And it doesn't have nothing to do with southern roots. It's just some people just not a cook, right? My oldest sister, my sister under me, I know how to cook, but I'm just gonna put it like that. There's a lot of stuff that my older sister, she cooks amazing. I mean, real good. And my sister underneath me, I cook too. Um, I can say that my sister under me might fix something better than me. Hey, I give people credit where credit is due. My older sister can burn just like my mama. She was in the kitchen, so was I, but I was the one that had to do like the cleaning. She was in there like watching our mom cook. I was too, but not as often as her. And I did the cleaning and stuff like that as kids. And so I remember my mom talking about her loving food, and I remember her talking about, I have a picture of her. I don't know how old she was, but she looked to be, had to been in, I guess, I want to say 16, 17, high school. And both my parents got their GEDs, okay? My mom was a teenage mom. My dad was a teenage father. Um, he was 18. My mom was 16, 18, 19 teens, right? And so, but despite all that, my mom got her GED. My dad got his GED. He also went to trade school. He went to night school to become a mechanic, a carpenter, all the things. So I'm saying all that to say, despite them graduating school, they did. They finished school. They didn't let having children stop them. My oldest sister, same thing. Me too. I got to the 11th grade, almost in 12, and I didn't graduate high school, but I got my GED. All of my children, all of them, um, got their high school diplomas, walked the line, all of them. One of my daughters, she graduated. You know how they have you a little ceremony when you graduate from Head Start to kindergarten, then when grade school to middle school to high school, and college. Okay, yes, walked the line, had the cap and gown on and everything. Matter of fact, I have her cap and gown and her hat. And so all my kids went to college. Um, I have, I think, two that's going back. So I'm saying about the weight situation. No one knows what no one's going through. My mom, like I said, she suffered from major depression when um, we call my grandmother at the time, Mama, passed away. And I can remember me and my oldest sister going to the hospital, sitting in the waiting room, not knowing then, okay, but my mom was like on the, I guess they called it back then, psychiatric ward of the hospital. She wasn't crazy, but she had a nervous breakdown. Like, my grandmother passed away, my mom just got sad, depressed. She ate. Like I said, she went to Weight Watchers, and she went to Weight Watchers, and she was dedicated in that program. I think if I can recall, and I'm almost certain, she used to go to her meetings, Weight Watcher meetings. I don't know if they still do it like this because technology. I think sometimes technology makes things make us lazy. Let me say it like that because, say for instance, if you are in a program, going inside and being around people that's going through similar things as you, you know what I'm saying? Um, Everybody's story is different, but you see these folks or people coming in there because they on that journey too. My daughter, one of my daughters, she went to Sim, what is it? Slim for Life. I want to say Slim Fast, but it ain't Slim Fast. It's Slim for Life. And she actually went through the program. And when she went through the program, I didn't go through the program, but I did what she was doing. And this was in 2009, 10, 9, yeah, 2009. And I was losing weight. I didn't have no major health issues. Only major health issue I have is Graves' disease. I don't have that, garter or whatever they call that. No, I think what happened with mine is when I was diagnosed with Graves' disease in '94, um, I got sick and I had what you call it, gallstones, but I didn't have my gallstones. I mean, my gallbladder removed. Now technology, I had it laser, and so when they took it out, it looked like little bitty pebbles, rocks, right? And my mom, she had hers taken out, her gallbladder, my older sister too, because back then, here we go again, technology. And it's like a hereditary thing. My mom, my older sister, me, my sister under me, my daughter, my niece, my daughter had hers in 2010, a major, I forgot to turn that on. She had like a major gallstone attack, and it was about to attack one of her main organs. True story. So, and I had mine's in 1994 because it was 2 years after my youngest daughter was born. She was born in '92, and man, let me tell you, I'd rather give birth. I'm just being honest. That was the most horrible, horrific experience in my life. And I say that because they couldn't pinpoint what was wrong. Here we go again. Technology now probably would have got on it just like that. And the last call, my kid's father said she is not going out of this hospital because I went to the emergency room. And y'all got to figure out what's going on because I was going to doctors, I was going to the health department, and I was going to all these different places. Because hell, I don't want to pay all the time. I go to the doctors to try to figure out what was wrong with me. And then you might go to that one doctor, they be like, hold up, swole up, this ain't right. Because they can look into the system and see how many times you don't went to this place or whatever. And so when I went to the emergency room, they started doing tests. They even gave me some stuff I thought was orange juice because I was so thirsty. And it was like that stuff you take when you're doing a diabetes test when you're pregnant or whatever to check your diabetes. Excuse me. I'm saying the wrong thing. To check to see if you're diabetic when you're pregnant. I said the wrong thing. Correct myself. And so um, they gave me that and had like crushed ice in it. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm ready to drink this. It was that syrup, whatever they call it. So they did that test, and then they had to fill my bladder up. I had to drink a lot, and they took some kind of something like a catheter, I want to say, and took me down and did an ultrasound on me. And when they did an ultrasound on me, man, let me tell you, I thought I was about to pop. I'm so serious. I couldn't go to the bathroom because they had to keep that water in me. And they did that test, and then it was pressing down and stuff, and I'm going, like that and stuff. I'm being dramatic, but it's the truth. And so that's when they found out I had gallstones. Thyroids too. I'm about to get to that one. Gallstones, and I had a surgery. I was in the hospital probably a week, 5 days to a week, and my babies were young. My little youngest wasn't even two, and I remember all four of my kids and my kid's father. They let them walk all the way down till they closed the door, take me into the surgery room, operation room. They were so little, and I think my son had to have been 8. and then my daughter 5, 4, and then my baby was about 1 because she wasn't quite 2. She would have been. And so when I was in the hospital, a nurse came in and she asked me these words. She said, "Have you ever had your thyroid checked?" I'm assuming she must have saw something in the charts or had to, because when you're in the hospital, they do lab work, and you probably don't even know what kind of lab work they're doing. They take the blood and put it in 4 tubes, and they checking everything. So I went home. I think I was home maybe 5 days, and I remember having to enroll my 2 kids, my 2 oldest ones, in school. I think my youngest one, I mean, not youngest one, but my daughter under my son, she was going to kindergarten and he was going to the second, I want to say. I was sitting there filling out papers, like in the waiting area, and I started crying. My kid's father wasn't there, and the reason why is because he took, when I got home, he had to tell me something. And I'm not going to ice in the cake. I was so all over the place, upset, hurt. I felt betrayed. Just all kinds of emotions was going on because I'm like, what the hell? You telling me this and I just got home? I know I didn't do all that because I didn't even have the damn strength. But we kind of feel between the lines. He had to turn himself in. He kept it from me. But he did 30 days in jail. He ain't no criminal, okay? This man was going through so much. Men's keep in their depression and sadness. We was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I know this to be true because I was going with him, but the last part I didn't know. He was so depressed because he was paying child support, not the child support part, alimony. Let me say that because he didn't have no problem paying child support. He had his wages garnished because he was in the military, and even when he got a job, this woman was so money hungry. She wanted to squeeze blood out of a turnip, literally, hypothetically speaking. Yes, don't you know? Until God called him home to glory, she had the damn nerves. This is his ex. He's married twice. They was high school sweethearts, whatever. I met him. I didn't break up no family or nothing because hell, we was in different parts of the world. He's from Florida. I'm Kansas. He was in Korea. Just came to Kansas, Fort Riley, Kansas. Anybody know military life? Woo woo. And so when he got there, you got to do your registering yourself in, getting settled in, all this paperwork, finances, and stuff like that. And so, right when he left, apparently either she had this in the making, I believe, because when he went home on leave from Korea to go home for 30 days before he went to his next duty station, follow me, people. I was a military wife, okay, to the core, okay. She waited until that man came home and told him she wanted a divorce. Okay, okay, I get it. He was overseas. That's not a good, career time to tell nothing, right? But it was your whole damn idea for him to go into the military. My kid's father worked for Coca Cola for 10 years, straight out of high school, until he was 28. He joined the military when he was 28, 29, and he did 15 years in the Army, United States Army, and Army Reserves once he got out of the Army. And so he went to Desert Storm. When I'm just giving a little backstory, he had his wages taken out. But when we got to Florida, he had a good job. He was working for the state. Okay, he's state. My kid's father was the type of man. If he had to work 2 McDonald's job and another one, he didn't care, and he did that. He had 4 jobs. People say, girl, stop lying. I could tell you, I remember everything. When he worked the second shift in the morning, he worked this one job part time. When he worked the okay, second shift morning, and then on his days off, he would go to the other job. He worked at Rent Center, Checkers, a telemarketing center with me on his days off, and then he worked his state job. He was detention center correctional officer, my kid's father, worked for the state of Florida, Manatee County, that is. Okay, we was okay with our finances. That man was so tired of going back and forth. She was trying to get more money from him. You could have had all this if you had wanted to move with him when he was in the army, right? And so you suggested maybe you should join the army. Okay, I go and listen to the military, and I think his first duty station was Fort Hood, Texas. I'm almost certain. He gets there, gets settled in, like I said about uh, 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 Korea and all these Fort Riley when he got to Fort Riley. Okay, so Fort Hood, Texas. He calls his wife, and the reason why I know he ain't lying because he had to do the same thing with me later on down the line. I got a place, and I'm ready for you to come. At the time, I think he might have had one child. She tells him, I don't want to move. I don't want to. I decided that I had a change of life. That I just decided that I didn't no longer want to travel. I want to be here with my family, our mom and dad. That is Daytona Beach. That's where my kid's father's from. We lived in Bradenton, Florida. That's the reason when I say Manatee County, we lived there, but my kid's father's from Daytona Beach. So I gets home, he tells me this. He went, did 30 days. Okay. I got sick. I don't know why, what happened to me, but I got sick. My son, which is my oldest child, he was 8 at the time, he called the ambulance for his mom. He took care of his mom, my son, my 8-year old, and my daughter. At the time, he had to be an 8 because I'm thinking, I see 80. So yeah, he was 8. He wasn't quite 9 because it happened like August of '94, and then um, November of '94 he would have been 9. So he was 8 when this happened. I had to do some math, okay? He took care of me, and he had to call the ambulance. When I got to the hospital, I still didn't know what was wrong with me. They did all kinds of tests. You know, they got to wait for the blood work to come back. Come find out, they said I had thyroids. And I guess at the time it was so bad, then they had to uh, prescribe or order radiation. Okay, I had radiation iodine treatments too, and I guess it shrunk my thyroids. I don't know. I'm guessing. Okay, um, call me being dumbfounded back then, but I guess I wasn't that dumb because I seen about myself, right? My body went through so much, and I was all alone, other than my children. And I say that not to bash my family. My family wasn't in the same state as me, okay? So I didn't have no one. I didn't even have nobody to watch my 4 kids. I even called the family division services to see if they could find somewhere for my children because I was in the hospital. Luckily, this girl I went to bingo with, her name was Marie. I never will forget. She had a son and 2 daughters. She took care of my kids for 2 weeks. I want to say 14 days. 2 weeks is 14 days. And I didn't know her, but I knew her. I went to bingo with her. I used to talk with her. We used to do things together, but I still didn't really know her. She did that until I don't recall how this happened, but my kid's baby sister and her his brother girlfriend came to where I was, which they was in Daytona Beach, so that's what 3 hours away to Manatee County, which was Bradenton, Florida, to look out for my kids and to bring me home. And they said this, oh, I didn't tell y'all, I was in ICU. I was in ICU. I think I was in the hospital maybe 2 weeks. ICU, not a regular floor. I said, damn, thinking back on that, I was really bad off. Didn't have nobody until they came. And when his sister and brother's fiance, wife, girlfriend, whatever, came to get me, they took me to where my kid's father was, which he had to go to Volusia County, which is Daytona Beach. Manatee County is Bradenton, Florida. And turned himself in. He did 30 days. He didn't want me to come and see him in that kind of condition. And I understand he was that type of person. I don't want you seeing me behind this. And, I was emotional and stuff like that. He wasn't a bad guy. He was tired. He was really so freaking tired of that woman. So, also, he was sad and depressed. His family took care of me. When I say I couldn't have had no better in laws, sister in laws, nieces, they took care of me. That's the backstory of when I found out I have Graves' disease, weight problems, and it still plays a factor in my life because it's a struggle for me. I was an emotional eater. I'm on this machine right here. Like I said, I'm strengthening my legs. Okay, get you together, my shoes. And I'm just taking people along. This is a journey for me. A lifestyle change, lifestyle journey. And I'm saying this to say, to put it out there as a message for anyone that's going through any kind of like eating disorder. I was an emotional eater. I was depressed. I suffered from anxiety, weight problems, just really bad off. And this didn't just happen not once. It's things that happened to me in my life, reflections and stuff like that. And I don't want to be there no more. I don't want to be there no more. I want to see myself like I was when I was in either high school or probably can't get back that because I didn't have no kids. Nothing against me having kids because I love my babies dearly. But, my stomach and stuff like that. And no, maybe if I had did it when I was younger or whatever, but when I was a busy mom, working mom, um, life. That's why we have to take care of ourselves. And at one time, I had high blood pressure problems, bad. I was on two, going on three pills. One would probably say, that's not the hell it ain't. Blood pressure is what shuts down your kidneys. And I know that also well because my mom, it happened to my mom. She was diabetic, kidney, heart failure, congestive heart failure, cholesterol, obese, all these problems. And when we see our loved ones like that, we don't have to be an image of how they was. Sometimes people be like, oh, I like food. I love food too. Okay. But we got to be mindful and the reality sets in. We got to do better for ourselves. And I have grandchildren and things like that. I was so freaking overwhelmed yesterday, and I'm so serious. And what made me overwhelmed, I had a right to. I was trying to do laundry, and the freaking laundry washer took my money. Took my money. I had put washing detergent liquid in my washer because I like for it to agitate a little bit before I put my clothes in with bleach, because you don't put bleach on your clothes. Pay $2, put the setting, push, push. I'm seeing all this because it's an app. And it's saying the minutes is just clicking down, going down, going down. I'm like, what the freaking heck? I push. So that didn't work. So I reported it, of course. You could report it on the app. You could call them too. I said, okay, let me go back down here see if someone took their clothes out of the other one. Just, just so happened, a girl came down there like maybe 2 seconds behind me, and she took her clothes out of the washer. That washer didn't work. So I had my clothes, the load that I did do prior. This is crazy. The washer worked. The washer 44, the other one's 43. And I'm like, didn't they just put new ones in here? But I understand, stuff get worn out because a lot of people using it. But dang, they just put the new ones in here. Bigger wash tubs, they're probably 6 months old. Okay. And so I put my clothes in the dryer. 60 minutes, which is an hour, and then sometimes I put an extra 25, which would be extra 7 minutes or whatever. So I did that. Went back in, like I said, came back to start again, the laundry, that is. That one didn't work. So, mind you, that's $4 plus 3 cups of laundry detergent that I put into the washer that was just in there. Because when I pushed the button to get started, it didn't start. So, next time I know what I'm going to do. I can put my laundry soap in there first. I'm going to make sure the button, excuse me, that it start, okay? Then I'll put my laundry soap in there. Either or, it doesn't matter, but this time I won't waste, not have none, clothes washed or whatever. You get the problem there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting little people a little insight. I'm on this thing, strengthening my legs. And I could tell that it's working because the first time I went in here, because it has been a long time, it ooh, when I went over there to that bike, I couldn't do it. Mm-mm. So I said, you know what? Let me do this on my legs to strengthen my legs. And so the third time I came in here, this is the fourth, by the way, I was able to go over there. So just a little tidbit and just a little bit of a reminder for anyone that's struggling through any kind of addiction, sex, food, gambling, weight, suicide thoughts, anything for us that matter. Suicide is not an addiction, but depression, overeating, emotional eating, all of it wrapped up into one because it can lead to it, right? Be mindful. There's help out there. So on this day, if I don't get back on here until Thanksgiving, tomorrow I might, because I might, I'm a cook, of course, do a little something, something. Um, Everybody, again, be safe. Don't drink and drive or drink and is this DWI and DUI? Drink while intoxicated and drinking under the influence, right? Don't do any of that. Be mindful, because you know why? A person that drink and drive is a selfish person because someone else could be going home from a family function, work, school, wherever it might be, walking across the street, walking their dog, riding a bike, and you drinking and you doze off and you kill someone or hurt them, or they don't even have to die, but they might be able to where it might be where they can't walk or anything like that. But you still living, walking, breathing. More to the story, be mindful, not be selfish. Be mindful, be mindful. You see me again soon. I'm in this gym. I got my legs stretched. I'm stretching it, but then I'm gonna do it down like I always do and up. I do this about 10 to 15 times, and then less is more for me. And yeah, so I'm sharing my journey with you all. Come along for the end results. Okay? Talk to you soon.